Today we're going to talk about two benefits of the NeverMiss Stroke Trainer. The first feature is how to use the NeverMiss to develop a great pre-shot routine. And the second feature is how to use the NeverMiss to improve stroke fundamentals. Before we talk about the pre-shot routine, we need to talk about making use of the natural reflections of the NeverMiss laser. Take a look at the object ball in the photo. You'll notice two things. There's a line of laser light, and there's also a dot of laser light that we're calling the contact point. This dot of laser light is known as a specular reflection. When your eye is directly behind the NeverMiss laser, both the contact point or dot of laser light and the laser line will be lined up one on top of the other. As you make your practice strokes, if the laser line moves to the left or the right of the contact point or the dot of laser light, that tells you that your stroke is not staying on line. We can use this contact point or laser dot and the laser line to help us in our pre-shot routine and in our stroke fundamentals. Now I'm going to set up the pool table with donuts, and placed them about a third of the way down the table, and the second one is about a third of the way down the table, and then I've placed a third donut. I just measure to make sure that they're a third, third, third. I placed the third donut about 8 inches from the first donut, and I'm going to use that as a reference point when I do my stroke practice. Now I'm going to use the NeverMiss laser to help me line up the donuts exactly along my line of aim. This is just a neat way you can use the NeverMiss to make sure that you've got your donuts in the exact position that you want. Now I'm going to practice my pre-shot routine, and what I'll do is I'll just lay the cue stick along what I think is the line of aim, and I'll check to see if the laser dot and the laser line are on top of each other, and if they bisect the cue ball and the object ball, and I'll make sure that the laser line bisects my target pocket. So this is how I'm going to practice my pre-shot routine, just to establish that I'm laying my cue exactly on the line of aim. Now I'm going to set up a object ball and a cue ball to practice my stroke fundamentals. As I take my practice strokes, what I'm looking for is to make sure that the laser line and the laser dot stay one on top of the other, and I'm also making sure that after I stroke that I stay down on the shot. Now I'm going to set the cue ball and the object ball up again and make another stroke practice. I want you to notice something, that I'm always going through the pre-shot routine. You can see here that I lay the cue stick on the line of aim, and I'm constantly checking to see, is my judgment in terms of the line of aim correct or not. So there, I've laid it on the line of aim, I light it up, I see if I'm on the line of aim. So that's my pre-shot routine, and I go through several practice strokes, and I stay down on the shot, very important, so that I can see, in this case you can see that I hit the object ball just to the left of center because the cue ball drifted to the left after impact. I'm going to make one final stroke, and this time I'm going to try to stop the cue ball, so I'm going to hit it below center for a real test of how straight my stroke is. And that's how you use the NeverMiss Stroke and Training Aid to improve your pre-shot routine and your stroke fundamentals.